So thanks so much. We will get started. It is 7 o'clock. And are there any, going through our agenda? Let's see, any review items for additional removal or adjustment of any items?
Yes, we do have a suggestion that Eric has requested that an item be added for the Freightliner repair quote and next steps.
Where would we add that?
Way at the very end, just before we adjourn.
Make Eric wait.
Yeah, does Eric want to stay for the full meeting? Does Eric want to stay for the full meeting?
I don't care. Don't matter.
We could put it right by the curb
It ain't
cut.
snowing out, so I don't
Yeah,
care.
we can
let's
put it with the
let's
curb
put it
cut.
early so then Eric can go home.
Okay. Do we, so is that
After,
Are we putting that-
after number 3,
after number
3A,
Okay.
or 4A, or whatever.
4A after the
4A?
I don't know if it's called Freightliner, so I put truck repair here.
Truck.
Okay. Anything else?
Val, you have us going into executive.
I do not think so.
Well, we do. We have contract negotiations.
Okay.
It won't be long though.
Okay, then also we would add real estate negotiation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's done at the end.
Yes, please.
Alrighty. So overview of Zoom meeting operation and procedures, rules for participation. If you're on Zoom, please mute your microphone and wait to be recognized by the chair or someone else in the room before you speak. And public forum. This is, we've allotted 5 minutes for public forum. Is there anyone there this evening that wishes to speak?
Behind you, Peter.
Hi, it's Courtney Pennance here. Good evening. I'm here today to talk about RA2 zoning in the outskirts of Bristol. More specifically, I'm here to talk about the grandfathering of any Tom, Dick, and John to be allowed to build on property that does not meet the minimum requirements for development in RA2 designation. You're going to tell me that I should just speak to the landowner, and I will tell you that we have tried in both writing and phone, but have not received any response. This has to do with much to the town as it does the landowner. I want to read an excerpt from the town zoning plan that was implemented in November of 2020, well after said landowner and select board member purchased the property in question. This district includes land generally well suited for moderate density residential development. It is the purpose of this district to allow for moderate density rural residential development and includes areas with historical residential development patterns while protecting the small town atmosphere and quality of life enjoyed by district residents. Consideration should be given to maintaining open space and providing opportunities for outdoor recreation in order to preserve the rural character that makes this district an attractive and pleasant place to live. Moderate density, huh? Rural character? How is there rural character when you have a house in your side yard? Due to the size of the property in question, I will no longer have a good quality of life at my property. Instead of looking out my sunroom windows at the beautiful trees where they once stood, a house will sit 50 feet from mine. It will no longer be an attractive and pleasant place to live. When we first decided to move to Vermont, we knew that town was not a place for us. We wanted space and trees. We settled on a house on Hartscrabble Road because of the trees that surrounded the property and the fact that we were not right next to a house on any side. We could walk outside in our underwear if we so choose, and no one would be the wiser to it. Not only is the distance of the house to ours an issue, the well that is to be proposed is drilled too close to our well and Scroden's, the neighbor to the north. Who is going to be responsible for the cost of testing our wells to prove that we had good flow rate and water quality as a safety precaution if when that well is drilled that we lose water quality or pressure? You're going to state that the state said water and sewer could be put on that 0.7 acre property. That may be the case, but the state also never came to the property to do proper investigation and look at the issues with the site. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brian?
Brian Penitzer, this is a continuation. So you're going to ask, why didn't we purchase this property? Well, we tried. All the neighbors tried. When we first viewed the property at 580 Hardscrabble Road in July of 2017, we were offered to purchase this smaller property beside it. At the time, we hadn't put a bid on the 580 Hardscrabble Road property and said we would think about it. When we finally did close on the property at 580 Hardscrabble Road, we were told that the land beside us was now not going to be sold. This same pattern happened to the Scrodes and McKeechans as well when they tried to buy that smaller property to preserve the integrity of the area in which we were about to live. Even when the property went to market officially, we tried to talk with the landowner and she refused. We were certain that she wanted to cause controversy in the neighborhood. I can even tell you the number of times we were harassed because this property was for sale. Many times, potential buyers would park in our driveway and walk through our property because that small plot was listed as being at 580 Hardscrabble Road. We were working in our garden and there's some guy standing there in my backyard asking my wife why my wife was there, and I had to explain to him that he was on our land. If the laws were written to protect current homeowners from overpopulation and crowding, then why is the town grandfathering everyone in to allow them to build on land that today would not be allowed to be sold for such use? Why doesn't the town protect the current homeowners? Vermont is losing a lot of people like my wife and I due to high taxes, lack of good jobs, and overcrowding. I leave you with this thought. When A. Johnson tried to build another kiln or furnace for their sawmill operations, the affected landowners were put on notice and were contacted directly. They knew this was going to happen and they were given time to discuss the ramifications it could have on their property, its value, and their quality of life. If the town did that for businesses, why aren't you doing it for residential land as well? It does not conform to the new zoning laws. This house is being built 50 feet from ours, which will not only affect our quality of life, but the property value when we sell in the future. Take a drive on Hardscrabble Road. Part of its appeal is the fact that homeowners have space between the houses to live as they choose without offending their neighbors. And now we don't get that chance any longer. Thank you.
Anyone else in the room for public forum? Anyone online for public forum?
I'd just like to acknowledge the passing of Tom Wallace a few days ago. He was a beloved community member, and he's actually my neighbor up here on Mountain Terrace. It's very sad to hear that he passed away.
Thank you, Ian. So moving on to department head roundtable. Jill, I see you first. Why don't you give us an update?
I just feel really sad right now. I didn't know that. I just saw him to shut the water off for the creamy stand a week and a half ago. Oh, that is sad. Yes, as observed by many, the Pine Street waterline portion of the waterline construction is done. Thank you, God. We are now on to them just, I think they've finished the pavement. They're actually, I think, about to start Lawson Lane tomorrow, which is a separate contract. And we're wrapping up a couple winterization items for the water department and diving in deep and heavy to get the service line inventory across the halfway finish line. I think we're going to go heavy on the west side because I'd like to have a known inventory of everything on the west before the water lines go in next year or the year after, whenever that ends up bidding and going to construction, so that if there's a need to replace any service lines, there's an opportunity to know where those galvanized and or lead lines might be and try to get some funding for that into the project, along with the legal paperwork that would be needed for easements as well.
Well, Jill, I haven't been involved in many water projects like this Pine Street one, but it seemed like it went exceptionally well. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. You know what, compared to how it could have gone, I think it did go quite well. You know, I do think in the future, I would like the contractor to be even more careful around existing water lines, just to try not to pull so many out. But I believe that it is a lot less than it could have been. They definitely could have ripped out 50 of them, and they only ripped out like 6. And only one was really connected to something real. So that's yet another positive. So yeah, I think you're right. I think that the public were really supportive of the project, which was great. And most everything went super well, and it was a really good bid and a lot of work got done. So I'm very happy about that.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bruce, are you with us?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Just a friendly reminder that tomorrow is Halloween, so we will see a significant increase in foot traffic as well as vehicle traffic. If there are traffic cones blocking each street, please do not drive around them and use caution when you're coming through the area.
Thank you, Bruce. I know Eric's in the room. Eric, you want to give us an update?
Crushing is all done. We finished that up. I'd like to say thank you to Starksboro and New Haven for helping us truck up from Stony Hill Pit back up to the shop. Just in the process of getting winter stuff, tires changed, pop fronts on. Just getting ready for winter.
Sorry. Who else is in the room, guys? I can't see behind
Meredith.
Meredith's
Meredith.
here.
Hey, Meredith, want to give us an update on what's going on at the rec department?
Yeah, so we just had our third annual scooter competition on Saturday at the Hub. It was great. Our athletes have really stepped up in their scooter skills. And then yesterday we had our pumpkins in the hall. It would have been out in the park, but it was nasty out. And it was really cute and fun, and all our pumpkins but 2 were used. We want to just give a big shout out to Waitsfield Telecom and Full Belly Farm for the support for all the candy and the pumpkins. It was great. And now we're focusing on the December events.
Thanks, Meredith. Okay, that's everybody, right? There's no one else in the room?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So moving on to regular business, Recreation Department proposal to transfer the Bristol Youth Sports Program and establish a Recreation Programs Fund.
Coming up. Here's Zach.
And Eric's here too for any referencing that needs to happen.
Moral support.
Oh, front and center. Yeah.
Mhm.
It'll find you when you talk.
I was gonna say, even if you don't talk.
So Zach put together a slideshow, and we'll go through it, and then we can answer any questions that come about.
Yeah, so this is our little slideshow we put together for the acquisition of Bristol Youth Sports. Meredith and I will kind of be tag teaming this. Just gonna start.
Yeah, so what's transferring over? So you can see the monies is about $14,000. We've been working with Eric. There's football has earmarked about $45, give or take, $4,500. As you can see, we're taking on basketball, which we currently are taking registrations for. Already have 25 plus kids signed up for that. So we need to move ahead on that before our transfer funds, because just not fair for the kids if we don't go ahead and get things going. And worked with Troy, went over to the rec field and looked at all the equipment, balls and goals, and was working with Troy and figuring out how we can make a better space over there so everything kind of flows better out of the grandstand area.
You're still going to use that facility?
Yeah. Luckily, the Bristol Club and the Bristol Department, we work really well together, space-wise, field use, all that. For the next slide. Insurance. So Eric let us know that the Bristol Youth is covered by Carter through until December 24. So we're looking good there. That also gives us time to figure out if the league is something that will cover it, or will cover it, you know, what's the price point on that too as well. So it gives us some time to shop around if we need to. That's suggested. Next slide.
So some things that are going to change. In the past, I think Eric can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they did a lot of Google Forms for registration. We're going to use our own software, which is MyRec. Most citizens of Bristol already have an account with us, so it's going to flow seamlessly right into that. They'll be able to log right into their account and register for the different various sports. Along with the MyRec, we're not going to accept credit cards. Unfortunately, there's a 3% or $3 convenience fee. Yeah, but we're gonna be able to accept credit cards, which is nice, along with checks and cash. As Meredith just talked about, in about a year, we're gonna maybe switch over insurances. We're gonna talk about that and go over it all. Perhaps most importantly, we're gonna institute a few new, well, I don't know if they're new, but new for us, requirements for the coaches and coordinators, including background check, fingerprints, concussion training, mandated reporter training, things like that, just to make sure the town is protected. And along with that, the staffing, I'm going to spend about roughly 10 hours a week on Bristol Youth Sports stuff. So as far as I know, Bristol Youth Sports never had a paid position, so this is something new for the organization.
So the insurance doesn't expire this December, it's next December?
Yeah. Some things that are going to stay the same.
Can I just ask that about the insurance then? So are you guys going to kind of, because you're going to be building your budget here starting next month, and for the last 6 months of, well, the end of 24, 25 will be in that budget. Will you get at least an idea of what your insurance is going to be?
Yeah, so November is our budget season. It's our Bristol Rec quiet time, not gonna be that quiet for you. But it gives us time to really work throughout the budgeting and trying to figure out all angles. And that's the other reason why we like to present this to you guys, because you come up with, you know, like suggestions. It just helps us out be a better organization.
So things that will stay the same. We're gonna still offer the same sports minus football. They're gonna go on their own, go in their own direction. They have their own insurance, so it kind of works out well for them to do that. We're gonna keep the same pay what you can payment scheme with a minimum of $10. Most people are choosing to pay more than $10, which is helpful for us, because then we can afford to purchase things like uniforms and new equipment. But we understand everyone's different, and some people pay $10. We're still going to use the rec fields and the BES gym. We were able to get on the schedule for the BES gym nice and early, so we're good to go there. And we're going to keep the BYS name because it's synonymous with fun activities.
Yeah, so the Recreation Program Fund, talking to Valerie, and I know Valerie chatted with Chris and Sharon. The thought is to have the funds come into a line code that kind of represents grants, so there's an easier, consistency and transparency of the funds coming in and the funds going out. The 20% BRD, that's what we do with Five Town Riders, is that's kind of like the program that BYS kind of follows up. The Five Town Riders, they have a revenue, an expense, and a donation line. And this will kind of be exactly what BYS will have. And so it's able to follow through. But with that, we do 20% of the administration costs off of registration. And that is the end of the slideshow.
That's why she didn't go any further.
I think you guys are supposed to clap then.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting actually to have this opportunity and also to just kind of pick up the ball and keep going for the community, so the kids never feel change. I know that there's, in the past, BYS has been part of the rec department, not part of the rec department. But I think for the ease of the community, it's gonna fold really well.
Yeah.
So the fund you're creating, all income and expenses are gonna go in and out of that account, and then Bristol Rec will take the 20%. Is that
That's
what I
the,
kind of understand?
yes. And that goes along with your questioning, Joel, about budgeting and just trying to figure, like, forecasting what that could look like.
I mean, you or Val are gonna have to contact the LTC and say, what's our insurance gonna be for a full rec program of
Yeah,
that nature?
because
Including
Including
that
that.
into it, yeah.
Because you're gonna have to budget for the last 6 months of 25, or the first 6 months of 25.
The private insurance cost is $1,000.
Less than that, okay. That's good to know. Thank you. I thought Little League kind of stood out there by itself. You have baseball on here.
So it does. The reason it's on there is because I think, and I'm not speaking for him, but having had conversations with Jeff Sturdivant, his kids have aged out and he has been running it and he'd like to hand it off. He wanted to hand it off for several years.
Well, I know, when Alan Curler was a long time director of the Little League program, he took over from
For the county, for the district.
For the district.
Not for the town.
Now Alan's passed.
So this is just Bristol, but we brought it up in conversation. I mentioned it to Meredith because I think it's looking for a home. And I feel like the bulk of the reservation from the Little League strongholds, it might be like, hey, I don't know if we do want to hand it over, comes out of the origins of it wanting to still remain Little League, i.e. you can play All-Stars and you could end up in Pennsylvania. And they've said, like, just like with Bristol Sports, they have no interest in changing any of that. It just basically would administer it. So funds in, funds out, equipment needed, equipment ordered, teams organized, whatever. And I think that's what Jeff has been doing for the last, whatever. He's been doing it for a long time, but without kids involved, he's been doing it for whatever, 4 or 5 years. And I think that's what, again, maybe there's some organization piece happening with Little League right now we're unaware of. She only put it up on there, I imagine, just because we talked about it, that there is a chance that's gonna need a home. And that way it doesn't go away, it doesn't stop, and it seems it happens with some preparation instead of like all of a sudden somebody's now in charge of Little League and we're 2 weeks behind.
So if Jeff doesn't do it, who is there somebody gonna step up to the
From what
plate?
the circles I'm aware of, there isn't anybody, but I could be speaking out of turn. There might be somebody who's super excited about it. So we only put it on there as kind of like a, hey, this is one of those they're not part of Bristol Sports. They've always been separate. The Legion in the past has always paid for their insurance. I don't know what that is.
And I know they get a contribution from the.
Yeah, and that's what they primarily use it for. But the point is that I talked about it because I know that that's another organization, youth organization right now that's looking for a home. And I think the promise that, and as far as that goes, that it remains a participant within the Little League system so that they can play All-Stars and do whatever, because I think that that's really important to a lot of families and players. And I think if that's the case, and Meredith and Zach both are like that, we're not planning on wouldn't plan on changing any of that. So I'm out of turn speaking for Little League, but I think that that's probably has been one of their biggest reservations. So it would be a matter of getting somebody from Little League to come in and probably Jeff to come in and have a conversation with the two of them and be like, hey, like, what is it that where the hell would this go? And that's what we do. We've been meeting off and on, as you guys are aware, probably for a month and a half.
Yeah, and that, a lot of this is also like, part for the Little League is forecasting, I'll tell you what, when I was a kid, I was the first girl who got onto the All-Star team through Little League back in the 80s. So I am definitely the fan of keeping Little League in
Yeah.
that style.
Does girls softball fall under that Little League umbrella?
Yes,
Little League.
we did when I coached.
We didn't
them
have
for
girls
years.
softball back
No.
then.
Yeah. we-
No, I know.
We had to play baseball.
We played baseball.
Well, you still can.
Yes, you can, up to a point.
For budgeting, Meredith, does it become a separate line item, or is it additional or a separate, completely separate budget when we start to get into that in the next month?
It really should stay separate for transparency.
Okay. Is it a single line item, or will it be like multiple line items in terms of that whole area? Are you breaking it down, or maybe you haven't discussed this yet?
We've chatted about it. What I'd like to see is what we do for the 5-town riders is, you've got your expense, your revenue, and then your donation lines, and it's kept separate. And I'm pretty sure what would happen is the 5-town riders would kind of fit really well with the BUIS. It would be just another team sport.
Okay, that sounds great. I also noticed, I was looking at the website or trying to look at it, and I noticed it has a Facebook page too. Will Bristol Rec take that over as well? Or will you do mostly things on your own Facebook page?
Yeah, I think that's something that would definitely transfer over into our page. Yeah. It's just easier, then people aren't confused. The thing is to streamline all this information out of the rec department. You wouldn't believe how many phone calls and emails we get in the past about where do I sign my kid, where's the basketball, all this, and now we'll have all the answers.
Yeah, which is great.
All the answers.
Excellent.
Yes, we will.
Wow.
We'll make So yeah, so we just wanted to present to you what's happening and keep you in the know, and it's a sign of transparency. Is what this meeting is.
I mean, Bristol Youth
Yeah, that was
Sports,
excellent.
Those guys and gals, Eric's one of the founding fathers of that, Bristol Youth Sports. When Emma was this tall, and now she's not quite that tall anymore, out of college, and they've done some remarkable stuff with just volunteers. And I said when Jerry was here, I said I would like to see the rec department really take over like the baseball and Little League and stuff. And she said I don't think we can do it at that time because of the staffing and things. And
yeah, this is the time.
Yeah,
we're here.
They're tired and.
Yeah. And
I think they'll still volunteer probably to coach. You'll still have volunteers to coach and stuff, but the behind the scenes stuff will be taken care of. And the equipment will be checked. I'd like to see this because equipment will be, okay, I used to get a pail of balls and some bats and helmets and said, here you go, Joel. And I coached Little League for 15 years, girls softball. I always claimed we were 1 out away from going to New England's. And we were second place in that state that year.
Yeah, we have just like how we do an inventory of our holiday stuff. It's an inventory of like how I do an inventory of my bikes. The same thing, how many balls, how many bats, how many sticks, balls, all that stuff needs to be accounted for because each equipment is actually a $sign.
Right.
So,
yes, oh yeah.
So we just.
Will they be, the helmets are checked and all that stuff.
Yeah, and also the helmets that.
Sticks and all that.
You can't be playing with a helmet that's 5 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's much more, you just can't wear a helmet that's 17.
Yeah. Okay.
You can, it's just not.
You can.
I'd like to thank Eric and all the crew there for all the years that they've put into this.
Yes.
Much appreciated. Town and the town kids appreciate it.
Well, I would like to add, there's a ton of great volunteers right now that are running soccer, have been running basketball. Ryan Ross here just left, he's run it. Those people, there's a young generation of volunteers that coach and keep track of all that stuff, but there's a lot of work behind the scenes. And so John Oxford did it up until maybe COVID, and so it's been myself and my paid people. I'm like, let's do the accounting, rectify that. And so there's, it takes some work to do, but the people, the boots on the ground, Bristol and actually even extended parts of the county are still heavily involved. Those people generally don't get mentioned by name, but those are the people that are putting in those late hours with the kids. But they need a good group of a pair like these two behind them, so that they don't have to worry about whether or not somebody's signed up or not signed up, and are they insured and aren't they insured, so. That was, my busy life has gotten to a point where, I think dropping the ball with that, and Zach and Meredith will do a great job.
There's only so many hours in the day, and, you know, like I said, I did it there, and I'd say, I need all your birth certificates, Mom, I got parents, I need to bring your birth certificate, so I can see when they will be 12 or 13, their last year playing. Because I gotta have that when we go to tournaments, go to the States, I gotta have those copies of the birth
The
certificate.
rosters with all the information.
So, yeah, and that's one less thing to coach, and I didn't mind coaching, you know, not on the field, but when I had to do all of it.
And that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We want you to, the coaches, the volunteers, to be able to do what they are best at.
Yep.
Do we need to make a motion on this? Do we need to vote on this, Valerie? Or is this informational this evening?
Well, because this is part of the recreation department programming in general, and the select board, I don't believe in the past has had an active role in those decisions, except maybe as it relates to functional or teen center and pottery studio budget issues. I don't know that this requires a vote. If you want to make one to support it, it wouldn't hurt, but I don't know
I'll make
if
a
it's required.
motion that the town of Bristol Rec Department support Bristol youth programs by administrating its, if that's a better term.
Taking on the administration.
Taking on the administration.
Okay. All right. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. And thank you, Eric.
Thank you, guys.
Everybody.
See ya.
Have a good night.
All right.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to number 3, the Water Commission, review and approval of the Lawson Lane
Number two.
financing.
Actually, number 2.
Number 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Sorry.
First
Number
time
2.
for everything, Darla.
Yeah, I know, right? It's my MO, right? So number 2, consider approval of proposed management plans for Sycamore Park, Eagle Park, and Memorial Park from the Conservation Commission.
Kristen, nice job on all that. I learned a lot.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful reports.
I made Kristen a co-host in case she wants to share any of her documents.
Thank you. Thanks much.
I think I'd like to be where she is.
I know, I was thinking that.
Right,
I'm
looks
pretty
pretty
sure
nice,
that's not her
Kristen.
backyard right now.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know how you want to go about this. I could just provide a brief overview of all 3 plans. We tried to format them to be very similar to each other, and you all have seen the Memorial Park plan a while back, and the draft of the Eagle Park plan a while back. And there previously was a select board approved plan for Sycamore Park from 2008. And we've recently updated that plan pretty substantially. And then all 3 plans, we made a final correction or adjustment to in the last month to add more enabling language around accessibility for those who are mobility challenged, I would say. So that's the track changes that you see in those plans and the highlighting that you see in those plans. But otherwise, I think you've seen the substance of these plans at least once before. And we're here, I think Helen Young I saw is here. There's a couple of us from the Conservation Commission here if you have any questions.
No, I thought they were well written. I thought it was good.
Is it good to hear?
Kristen, do you have a timeline in mind for any of the suggestions that were made within the plans?
No, other than what is already existing for a timeline in the town plan for a few of those tasks that are assigned to us or to other commissions in the town.
Anyone have any questions for Kristen or Helen?
Just, Kristen, the last time you guys brought us something, we talked, well, on the last road trip, we took a walk up to Memorial Park and the bridge has been discontinued use, or it's been roped off.
Yes.
At first glance, Porter said that the bridge that I got from their major train underpass that's still sitting in Peaker's Pit, I believe, couldn't be used up there. Has that been re-looked at? I'd like to at least get a crane operator and see if that could be lowered in place from the parking lot. I don't know if Peaker would know more about that. We work with crane operators a lot more than I do, but a big crane may cost more to have a crane there than it would be to set it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I do believe that,
beautiful bridge that we
yeah,
could use.
I do believe that Green Mountain Engineering was hired a few years back by a grant that Porter had secured, and they did evaluate the feasibility of various options there. I'd have to go back and look through the details of that engineering feasibility assessment, but I think they did include looking at that temporary bridge and the potential. But as you know, it's a very challenging site, very steep, dense forest, and so the possibility of, even with a crane, moving a new replacement bridge into that spot seems pretty daunting.
Yeah, but I do know, I believe, like you said, when we took the road trip, that we looked at the stairs going, from the parking lot down the kind of walkway, or, and that needed some work too. I wonder if that couldn't be possibly brought in and widened out, so when the stairs are replaced, but not until you take the bridge down through that opening.
Right.
Is that a possibility? And I'd like to know how that, I don't know if we ever did see that report. Have we, Valerie, yet of Green Mountain Engineering's for that? Or is that part of the study? I apologize, I haven't read the study yet here.
Back when Porter was working very a lot on this, I think she did present that report or shared it with us at that time.
I know she shared one with Eagle and Sycamore, but I don't know if we got.
Yeah,
she did.
She did. It was to build the stone steps down part way and relocate the trail, and it was pretty extensive.
Yeah, and I think we still continue to be on the lookout for sources of funding that might be able to support a redesign of the trail there.
Okay. Because I went up that way, I think Saturday, or it was I was going to Harwood on Friday with a girls' soccer team. We went over the mountain, and there was a sign at the road just up the hill from the park road. There was a roadwork sign. It was in that kind of the drive that goes behind Sycamore Park, or goes behind Memorial Park. So I didn't know. I said, I wonder what's going on there.
Right? Yeah, I'm not sure. It could have been, I'm not sure.
And it could have been for the camp just above, up around the bend there, because there was some trees cleared there too, so it might have been that sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a private drive out in there. I can't see why there'd be roadwork signs on that.
Any other questions?
Maintaining.
What's that?
Yeah.
Who's gonna maintain all this stuff afterwards? They need to figure that part out as well.
I thought you were.
Oh, no. I mean, it's a good thing, but like if you pave up to Eagle Park like they wanna do, and they pave the trails and stuff for.
Handicap accessibility.
Yep, any little pothole that you get in that pavement is gonna be a potential that's gonna have to be fixed right off. So, I mean, it's a good thing, and I hope it goes through. They just gotta figure out the maintaining part of it as well.
Well, the Eagle Park plan, that plan that Porter presented to us is not really part of this, part of this management plan. I mean, they're just talking about accessibility. They don't have specific plans in there of what they're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Right, and that's definitely something that's going to be considered. We're looking at that for the VOREC grant, where it might be design and engineering as part of that. But that is one of the major considerations. And I think the Conservation Commission also brought, we're speaking about that in the last meeting when Porter presented to them as well, in terms of if these changes are made to make it more accessible, how are we maintaining them over time? That is an important issue.
Good.
There's also a federal act, I believe, that's on the, we'll see where it goes, but in our capital, but it's an outdoors for everyone, I believe is what it is. I can't remember the number, but that's something that's being discussed right now too, and that's all about handicap accessibility. So it'll be interesting to see what funds might come with that. It might help some of this work.
Excellent.
All right. And same question, is this something, Valerie, we need to make a motion on and vote on? Or is it this just?
I believe these are intended to be voted on specifically by the select board. Whether you do it all in one motion or do each one individually, it's up to you.
I think we could do it in one. I'd make a motion to accept the Conservation Commission's park management plans for Eagle Park, Memorial Park, and Sycamore Park.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Great.
Kristen and Helen.
Thank you, Kristen. That was,
Thank you, Chris.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
for all
everyone
that
at the
work.
Conservation Commission for working on this. It looks really terrific.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to move on to number 3, which seems to be a favorite of mine. So, Water Commission, review and approval of the Lawson Lane financing and construction agreement.
Yes. Well, hopefully folks had a chance to review the drafts. Let's see. There are actually 3 documents. One is the temporary financing and construction easement document agreement. Then this afternoon, I was able to send out a draft repayment agreement. And then there's also the updated cost proposal from Munson Earth Moving, which was a little bit less than the one we had when we talked about this previously. So, any questions? How do you want to proceed with this?
The homeowners are here as well, just so you know. They're
No, that's
hiding-
terrific.
They're hiding,
They're hiding
in the back.
off to the side.
I was saying, I can't see them from here.
No, they're up to the corner.
Did you guys have any questions or comments you wanted to make?
Who are you asking? The homeowners or the-
I was asking the homeowners while they're there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Jennifer?
I don't think,
everything's been relatively clear. I like the way it keeps getting cheaper. That's cool. We can continue that thread. That'd be good.
At the previous meeting, there seemed to be agreement that this would be a no interest loan. What was left a bit open-ended was the length, the term of the loan, 5 years, 1 year, 6 months, or variable depending on each property owner's situations, or how there seemed to be some thought about offering that as an option. So
Yeah, I think we gotta make, if we want it done, we've gotta make it so that it's affordable, yes.
Yeah,
So depending on, I mean, once you get the total and they can figure out what's gonna work for them. I mean, we don't want it 100 years, but.
Well, I mean, you also have to take into consideration this money is now not available to our water commission to do the projects that we've got doing.
Yeah.
So, you don't want it too far out.
No.
I'd also recommend keeping it, though I'd like to accommodate people as much as possible. It's just easier for us to keep it at a set number of years for everyone. So if we can agree on a decent amount of time that we feel is equitable for everyone, maybe 5 years, and figure out what that amount is. But I think keeping it as one term, would be good for everyone involved.
I agree with Ian. I mean, at 5 years, Val said the cost would be $127 a month. If you figure 4 years, it's $158 a month. If it's 3 years, it's $210.55 a month.
Okay.
I mean, I just, I mean, I just don't want to go out too far, because again, that money's tied up for the rest of the water commission.
Right.
I mean, the other thing I want to talk about is like in the letter, I saw your letter about, if they don't make a payment and they're late, is there any penalty or interest on that? I mean, because there's gotta be some incentive to make sure you keep paying.
Right. Yeah, that occurred to me afterwards, after I sent that out. And it seemed to me that if we, some sort of late clause should be included, very similar to what is there for late taxes.
Yeah.
Because this is following the same model.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a reasonable thing, whether it's we set monthly deadlines, like it's due by the 15th of every month, or yearly, or at the end of the 5 years. At what point does that kick in? This is new territory.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're gonna have to, it basically, it's a loan, so to speak. So to be able to be like any bank loan, it's monthly. If you're late, you get a late fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we aren't a
agree.
bank, and we don't want to be in the banking business, but this is something that we need to take care of, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
So I would say monthly, and I would say, and use the same fee structure for taxes. I mean, what would that be? What's our,
The
can't remember off the top.
statutory fee, or the fee that we get changed every year?
Right.
I mean, the
That's true.
statutory fee is what, 8% now? Is it 8% and 1.25%?
We dropped it to 4%.
Yeah, but what's the statutory? It's normally 8.
Right.
So
And
I
there's
would say
also with tax payments, there's also the 1 1/4 percentage.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
0.75% or some, and then after 3 months, it's something else. And
Yeah, I mean, I as I said, I think the town is being fairly decent and accommodating for this, but as Pika said, we're not a bank. And I think there needs to be some strict rules set down, because we do want this paid back, and we want it paid back on time, so we can move on and do the projects that we want to do with this. So I think it's, even though it adds more, not necessarily complication, but more bureaucracy to this, it just protects the town.
So I'm just looking at the, I'm sorry, can I speak?
Dustin's raising his hand.
Yeah, I'm looking at the repayment agreement that Valerie sent us earlier, and at the bottom it does say, failure to pay the full amount by the due date will result in a lien being placed upon the property in the same manner and to the same effect that property taxes are a lien upon real estate under 32 BSA 5061, subject to enforcement as provided in 32 BSA Chapter 133, Subchapter 8, and any other remedies allowed by law. I don't know what all those the VSA, what those numbers are referencing, but
Yeah, that's the Vermont statutes, so that's a tax law, so that means that the town can put a tax lien on your property and then sell it at a tax sale, but that's usually at the end, like.
does that all take care of?
No, because all that does is it allows the town to put a lien on your property, at the end, like in 5 years, if this is what it is and you don't pay it, we can then put a lien on your property and then sell, basically do a tax sale. Yeah.
So what currently happens if you don't pay your taxes?
If you don't pay your taxes on time, you get a 4% penalty, and then for each month, is it 3/4%, Val?
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I don't remember, because they change it at the town meeting, so it used to be 1.25%.
Whatever's on your tax bills, basically.
Yeah. But that's what the town does every year. They change it from 8 to 4, and then 0.75% interest.
Something like
So
that.
Valerie, this is not a water payment. Like we all get our water bill every 3 months, and we have to pay it. If we don't pay it within a month or 2, maybe 3 months, they come over with a big wrench, turn your water off. They pay their water bill of $85, mine's about $85 every quarter. But if they don't pay this, we can't shut their water off. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. It's a lien on the house, not
Right.
Not on the
payment,
water
it's-
bill.
Water
bill.
Correct.
It's outside of
Even
the
though
water.
it's through the water
outside of the
department,
bill.
it's not a water bill.
Right.
And that's you raise an interesting idea anyway, that would it be convenient for folks to pay this quarterly with their water bills? Because we're not going to be sending out invoices every month to remind people about payment. So it might be easy to forget. So, but I wonder if it would be practical to kind of include that with the water bills.
Yeah, well, that means they're getting a 3-month bill.
And you said about
$3 due.
$127,
Yeah.
right?
If it's 5
Well,
years.
that's
If it's
true.
5 years.
That's true.
Yeah. I think we
But
ought
it
to
does make
establish-
it easier for us, for the town rather, to manage that.
I like to see it go 5 years. I'm definitely not for the neighbors and everybody involved. The 600 a month is, if we went in a year.
No, I wouldn't do it in a year.
No.
I might consider 4 years.
Well, I think that can
It's
be up to,
$30
that can
more.
be up to the individuals too, if they want.
They want to
Get
pay
it taken
early.
care of faster.
There's no incentive
What was
to pay
it?
early.
What was, Michelle, what was the 5-year amount monthly?
5 year was 127 a month. 4 years, 158 a month.
Okay, so it'd be 508 quarterly.
If it was what?
If we
If we did
quarterly.
the 127? You're saying
Yeah.
you could do 127, yeah.
Yeah, Joe likes the 5 years, as do I. We did that, but we also set it so it's quarterly with water bills. It would be 508. And it
How do you
would be
come up-
whether,
Yeah, where are you?
How do you
getting-
come up
where
with
you
that?
at?
127
Am I
times
not-
3?
Yeah, your math is off.
You're doing
It
4
is.
months.
It's
Yeah.
381. It's 381 every 3
I was a
months.
3 months. Quarter is 3 months.
oh yeah, sorry. Let me-
You're
let
thinking
me-
a
let me
quarter
try
is
that again.
4, but a quarter
No,
is
I
3
know,
months.
that's what, okay, yes, thank you very much, thank you. So 381, okay, so it's whether we could, if we feel that it's easier for the town to do it with water bills, because this is a water issue, it would be whether the residents would agree to that, instead of paying monthly.
Doesn't
I know
mean they
that some
can't pay
obviously-
it month. It doesn't mean they can't
No,
pay
I
it
know.
monthly. It just means they're gonna get
Yes.
an invoice every 3 months.
Right,
Well, I'm trying to think what's going to be less paperwork on the town and what's going to be
Right.
less of a chunk of
That's what I'm-
money for the
Yeah.
landowners to have to, pay out every month. I mean, it's the same, but not everybody budgets the
Yeah.
same. Not everybody's paychecks land the same.
right. The fact that they're already paying water bills every 3 months, makes me think that it would just be easier to do it, add it to their water bill and have that be a quarterly payment as opposed to a monthly payment. It just seems a cleaner way and less work for the town.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd be interested to know their thoughts about that, about any of this.
Jill has a question.
You guys might want to talk to Sharon too, because she does the water billing. It might actually be more difficult for her to put them into the water bill because she'd have to do manuals. I almost think you guys could do just a payment booklet and just give it to them at the closing of the loan and let them, just put due dates on the payment booklet. They get the 5 years of payments in their booklet, and then it's their responsibility to pay you on time.
We have
no way to
create that payment booklet.
Yeah, we have
It's
no way to.
easy. Just make a spreadsheet.
I know, but
Chop the line.
yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Whatever we set for a term, is the town okay with prepayment?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Household doesn't want.
Sure.
Yeah, that's why I said, it's up to, that's why,
Is that
Right.
okay?
I mean, we could say the term is 5 years, but if you want to prepay,
There's no
you want to pay
penalty.
double payment, that's up to you.
yeah, if you end up selling, it'll have to be paid before you can
I was
close.
just send out like one invoice, this is what you're gonna owe, and then quarterly she can send out like a statement of payments. And then if you don't pay the 12 months worth within a year, then you start accruing interest. Or if you wanna do 6 quarterly. If you don't pay 3 payments within 3 months, you start charging interest. That's gonna be a lot of work for Sharon. So I would just do it annually, personally, so just like a reminder, send out that she can just print out the statement, send it with the water bill, and we can pay as we can afford to go.
Like you're saying, January 1, 2024, you'll get a statement of your amount.
Your total amount that's due, and
Due.
this is.
And then when you get your water bill in April, it'll say, oh, you paid 3 payments of 127. Now, I like that idea.
It's just gonna be less work for her as an accountant to
And then in
track
January
it every
25, she'll
monthly,
send
send
that
out monthly bills, that's gonna be
invoice.
a lot of work.
Or her statement that says here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a discussion that probably ought to have with Sharon as far as how she wants to handle the billing end of it.
Yeah.
But if they're happy with a 5-year term, I would say 5 years, there's no interest, so there's no penalty for early payment.
Just to be clear, is there agreement about when the late interest would kick in? At what point? Monthly or quarterly or annually?
I would say annually would be a lot easier. It would be on whatever wasn't paid for that year that we would charge interest on.
Okay, so if they make the first monthly payment, they skip the second one, but then they make the third one, how are you gonna figure the
Or they choose to pay quarterly. I mean,
Yeah,
we've
but
gotta
your
put some-
payments are different timeframes.
Yeah.
I mean, your interest is calculated based on when you get that payment.
Right.
Well, I think, and I apologize, Mrs. Mallon.
Christie.
Her idea of getting a full payment or a full statement on January 2nd of what this project costs, your third, is this amount. And then you've paid so much down. You've thrown us some money every month or every 3 months or 6 months, you say, I want to pay for the year. And then if you're at the end of January 1st of 2025, you made 10 out of 12, you get 2 months worth of interest, whether it wasn't the first one or the last one.
So the way taxes work, that 4% is charged on whatever you owe for the year. So I would think that would be an extra incentive. If we did
And that's assessed at the very end, that in the April 15th.
April payment.
Right.
Yeah. The interest accrues immediately, but the penalty doesn't happen until the second payment is due, if you don't make the second.
And with my scenario, so if they paid 8 out of 12 months in the first year, but they still owe 4 more years, you're only gonna charge the 4% for the 4 months you didn't pay. Not what
you only get charged the
For that
4%
year.
on the
For that year.
$500.
Yeah, $500, or whatever, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like there needs to be a discussion with Sharon to see if she is open to this and if she has another idea.
I think that the simpler the better.
Agreed. For Sharon and for everyone.
Right.
All those involved.
Do we have a sense that all 3 property owners are on board? I have not. I know that the Corrigans and the Mounts have been present and supportive.
Jackie's here too. Jackie's here shaking his head yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous about having to go down the road about, well, what if one of them doesn't agree? So I'm glad we don't have to do that.
It's a rough neighborhood, they better.
Rough neighborhood. So we'll move this for final approval onto the next meeting agenda once Sharon's involved, or?
No, I think we can finalize it, and Val can work out the details with Sharon.
Okay.
I would prefer that, largely because the work is getting started tomorrow. So in a way, the cart is a bit before the horse, and I'd like to close that gap as much as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you could leave it to me and Sharon to kind of finalize the final mechanics of it. I think we have the gist of what is agreed to.
So do you need a
Yeah,
motion or
I
just
think so.
you and Sharon are gonna work it out?
Yeah.
Maybe
And
a consensus.
if after tonight's meeting, I find myself a little confused about the interest and the penalties and stuff like that, I'll reach back out to Michelle or Ian or somebody to refresh me.
Okay.
Okay.
Will Valerie be reaching out to us to let us know when we need to sign stuff?
Right. Yeah. She'll
Yes.
have all the documents, so.
Yep, and yeah, I've set them up so that they all need to be notarized. So you can either take the documents and have them notarized at your convenience, or you can come to the town office and have that done. You can print them. I have them each on a separate sheet of paper, so they don't all have to be done at the same time. And I have signature lines this time.
Okay, so you need a motion to approve the temporary construction easement and ratify the contract with
Yes,
Munson?
as clarified, and I'm going to include this discussion of the payment plan and the interest rates and penalties into that document. And I'm also going to retitle it because in the draft that you have, it says temporary construction easement and financial agreement. I'm going to switch that around. Financial agreement and temporary construction easement, because I don't want anybody to be confused that this financial agreement is anything but temporary. So just don't want to apply that. So
good catch.
Yeah.
Someone want to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the temporary construction easement and financing agreement per our discussions and ratify the contract with Munson.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank
You're
you.
running a little late, Ian. Either you're not getting it quick enough or you're just slow tonight.
I'll have to say it as someone's making a motion.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
So I will work with Sharon if she's available tomorrow to just review the details, and I will do my darndest to finalize the documents tomorrow and send them around. And I'll make sure that there are printed copies available at the town office, so folks don't feel obligated to print them out yourselves, but you can, and get them notarized at your convenience.
Great, thank you, Val.
Thank you. Thanks,
And we are
everyone.
starting tomorrow. Is that a definite, or are we not sure yet?
Are they starting tomorrow, Val?
From what I'm told, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now, I was under the impression that Steve Palmer was going to be reaching out to each of you
I'll say something.
We haven't gotten anything other than the email that was forwarded on Thursday or Friday of last week.
Right.
I saw me.
I talked to Rodney today, and he's not gonna start that until he has all the parts. And he didn't know if it would be tomorrow. He's hoping it would be tomorrow to start, but he doesn't wanna start digging until he has everything.
That makes sense.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because they don't want to leave it open.
They can park at the town shed and walk for the next 2 weeks.
Or
they'll just put cones around the ditch like they always do.
Park wherever they want, just
Okay.
Won't Whitney let you use their big garage?
Yeah.
Okay, are we all set? Are we all set to move on?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So
They'll
moving
be
on
able
to
to do it. They're not
item
gonna-
number 4.
That's why they want all the pieces. Should be one day for the main line and then another day to do the services, I would guess. Jill, do you know what their plan is?
The
Jill, do
last
you not have
email-
heat on in your house?
No, I was I was feeding my cats and cleaning up their barns during one of the park one. I ran out and then I was like, oh, I better get back in here. No, the heat is on. I'm actually getting really warm. It's just this is my motivation to get back out and finish. So the last email that I saw was on Friday afternoon, and Steve had said that they were aiming for Tuesday, Wednesday, but they needed the 2-inch copper to come in. And they thought it was going to be 2 days, but I guarantee you they don't want it to take more than 2 days. They are not probably going to start to dig until they're absolutely positive they have the 2 inches, the 3/4, the 1 inch to 3/4 couplings, your T's, all of that. Because if they're missing a single thing, it will not go off without a hitch. It'll take a lot longer, and they don't like to waste time. So,
And we'll be notified when water is shut off.
They're
Yeah,
not
when you
technically
open the
supposed to touch
faucet,
your curb
nothing
without
comes
me.
out.
Wait a minute, Jill, what'd you say?
They're not technically supposed to touch your curb. Only us. So, I've asked very directly for direct communication between the contractor and myself. I have not gotten that. I've gotten indirect emails from Steve. So I'll continue to ask for direct communication as I have, because that's how it works in Bristol. And maybe I will get direct, or maybe it'll keep coming through Steve, but, let's see, what's the best way to communicate with you guys as information gets shared from Steve?
Email is good.
Email works, email's fine.
Okay.
And I
I know
believe
we've
Valerie
got,
has all those.
I know there's a good email loop that's got the 3 families in there and Valerie and everybody else, so I'll do that then. So when I hear from him about any kind of timing, any one of the hymns, whether it's Nick or Rodney or Adam or Steve, I'll just let you guys know what I'm hearing. And again, the latest that I heard was on Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it sounds like Eric's update today was more recent and that it's maybe pushed to Wednesday.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
On to item number 4. Consider approval of curb cut driveway access permit application. A new parking access at 8040 Plank Road.
Anything particular with this one, Eric?
Nope, pretty much straightforward.
Where is this?
Is
like
this
it.
Palmer's old house?
Yeah, Danny Palmer's old place.
Which one's that? Where's that?
The one
Just
right
past
across,
Pete Coffee's?
just past Pete Coffee's, in between
The one
there,
they
we'll
were
do his
doing
old
work on.
house.
Yeah, they pretty much got it all roughed in right now anyways.
Yeah, I got paper down there. I saw it today.
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the work in the right-of-way permit.
Second.
Eric did have some conditions.
Eric's conditions.
With it.
With Eric's conditions, yeah.
With Eric's conditions. Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. 4A. Eric, you're up. What did you have for us?
Front and center.
Yeah, seriously.
That was fun.
Wait, you couldn't jump over the table?
No, I am not that limber. Okay, so got a call from, contractor today that was looking at our Freightliner. He finally heard back from Meritor, which is the company that made our front end on our Freightliner. To do a brand new one, it's $17,500 for a whole new front end. The parts though, if they can get all the parts, is between $8,000 and $9,000. If they can get all the parts, and some of them they can get, some of them aren't available and they don't know when they would be available. And the other thing too, that he told me, that if for some reason we get a part and it doesn't fit, there's no, you can't return the part.
Eric, first of
Screw you
all,
once,
can
screw
you,
you twice.
Eric, can I back up? Maybe
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
told the board earlier and I didn't get it.
No, go ahead.
Was, what's wrong with the Freightliner? It's obviously the front end gone in it?
So the front end, what it
That
is,
doesn't work, or what?
what's gone in it right now is what would be
Ball
like,
joints.
like the kingpins or the ball joints are gone. There's 3/4 of an inch of play in them. It's not to the point right now where it's a hazard to drive in the vehicle. We can still use it and still plow with it and do everything.
It's still four-wheel drive.
Where is that truck on the schedule?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna ask.
Well, that truck, which is considered one of the small trucks, at one point, we had them in for 8 years. It's a 2018 or 19, I can't remember which.
It's only 4 years old, 4 or 5 years
I've had
old.
that longer than that.
No. It's
How
either
long's
an
Pete been gone?
either an 18 or an
Longer than
19.
that.
When did Pete leave? We got
I've
a
only
year?
been foreman for maybe 4.
We got a deer Pete left, right?
I
Didn't
thought it
Pete
was
drive
2
it?
years
Seriously?
before he left. It might be 6 years, it might be a 17, but
Maybe a 17.
he got it in
It's-
17.
So it's 8 years, even if it's a 17,
Yeah.
puts you to what?
6 years.
26. So you got basically 3 more years to go.
So what
2 years.
happened to the ball
2 years.
joints?
Well, yeah.
Did something happen? Did we do something to it, or is it
Just
just?
wear out.
Just wear
It
out.
wore out?
Not
Okay.
built to take
It's the,
that.
it's the
I just-
2018, it's the 2018 Freightliner, correct?
Yes.
Is that
All right,
what it
so
says in the?
It's in
I
town
believe,
report, 2027, 2028, replace the 2018 Freightliner dump truck with plow and wing.
Yep.
I just,
So that's when.
I can't see putting $20,000, that's just for the parts, I can't see putting $20,000 into that truck. Of course, we're not gonna get one now until spring if we decided to trade it and use that $20,000 to pay the difference. I mean, right now, the truck's worth something.
Yeah.
Right. Looking at our report, our equipment, capital highway equipment fund plan, the 2027, 2028 puts it as a trade-in or resale at 20,000. And our cost for that is going to be 190,000.
Yeah, that's right.
Very close.
So
You get more than 20.
Yeah, 190,000 now, not in 20.
I guess, I hate to even go here, but how important is it that truck is 4-wheel drive now that we have the 1 ton?
Yeah.
It depends on how much more you want the 1 ton out plowing.
I mean, 90% of the time you don't put it in 4-wheel drive to plow, do you?
Yeah, Briggs Hill, Basin Street, and Estes.
They're always in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, at least Briggs Hill and Basin. Estes, it varies.
Depends on who's
Yeah,
driving.
Pretty much.
Well, that hill always used to be plowed with a big truck.
Which one?
Estes.
No, I used to plow with a 1 ton.
I did too.
Yeah.
But before that, it was always
Before
plowed
that,
with a big
yeah.
truck.
Right. So,
And
yep.
truth be told, occasionally Briggs Hill and Estes Hill get plowed with a big truck now. Occasionally,
but not during
a big storm.
Right.
Yeah.
See, the only thing with that is if you were thinking what you were going to think and go the other way, you would end up having to have, basically, you'd end up having you could end up having all 5 of us out plowing. And we know how that 5th one's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So in that scenario, then the 4-wheel drive in this truck is pretty important, in my opinion.
No,
especially
I'm
in
asking.
Basin Street and Estes.
Yeah.
Not Estes, Briggs Hill.
Where's Estes?
Off of the Horse Gravel Road by Baldwin's. And the other thing too with, and I know it's 20 grand, you figured in labor. The labor is gonna be cut down by doing the whole front end versus doing parts and pieces. So even if you did the parts and they happen to become available, you're gonna be
have 20
pushing
grand
15 grand, 16
So
grand
you're
just
saying
doing
it's,
parts.
I mean, the
With the labor.
17.5 you gave us, that's for a whole entire front end?
All except for the brake drum and the brake shoes.
Okay.
We already bought them, so.
Oh, okay.
They're still sitting over there.
I don't know, there's a
Are
part of
there-
me that says, if you do this,
Mhm.
how long are you gonna have this truck for?
6 years, it's 6 years old. It should be theoretically good for
Another
another
6 years.
6 years. So it should make the,
So Eric, the 4-wheel
So
drive works
it should
now?
definitely make the 27, 28,
Yeah.
if not maybe a year later.
So is it inspectable?
I don't know yet, it hasn't gone over.
they
for
said it's
inspection.
not unsafe. So they would have said, if it wasn't inspectable, they would have said.
They
it
would have
was
said so.
Unsafe.
I mean, there's a part of me that says, I'd rather spend 20,000 now and keep it for another 6 years than spend 200,000 now.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I've got 8 years. I mean, I don't know, it's like.
That's
I want to, is the new, Can you get parts for the new front end you're looking at, or are you getting the same exact front end?
No, they don't make our front end anymore. So this is a new design, I guess you'd say.
So this design,
I
can you
don't-
buy parts for it?
That I would have to ask.
Because I don't wanna put something in it, and if we end up,
Right.
Problems.
you know,
we can't
in
get
3 years' time, you come back and
Can't
say,
have parts.
you can't get parts for this front end,
Right.
or they don't make parts for this front end.
Right, and the reason that we're running into this issue is, there's not many of the trucks out there that, like our Freightliner, that is four-wheel drive that size. You either lower or heavier.
Bigger or smaller.
Eric, I texted Peter and I said, when did we buy the Freightliner? He put down Charlevoix. I said, no, what year? And he goes, it's got to be at least 7 years old. It's got to be 7 years old now. So I'd be 16.
But he's
No,
got
they
it
got
right
2018.
I don't believe it's 16.
It says 2018 in the town report.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like you can go buy a 24 car now. But we're in year 23. We might have got it in 17 now.
Right,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It might be,
Right.
we might have started with,
Well, so is it?
It's
I mean,
2018, but we got it in 2017.
correct.
are we gonna get?
I don't believe that, cause it takes a year to get them built.
Well, that
Not
would
back
make-
then it didn't.
It didn't?
And it might not have been
That was
because it
pre-COVID.
That was pre-COVID,
Yeah.
so it didn't take that long.
So let's say it's 7 years old. Is this normal to have to replace the front end after 7 years on a truck like this?
This is, well, this is the first truck that would actually have gone its full term. The other truck that we had before that, the GMC burned up, so we never got it to its full term, because it ended up having wiring issues, and we ended up trading it early for the Freightliner. So this
if we
truck-
didn't, if we didn't put the money into it, what would we do with it? If we don't agree to this, what happens? Anything?
You run it
Can we trade?
until it's unsafe, and then you can't use the truck anymore.
I really don't see where we have a lot of choice in.
Yeah.
In, you know, if there was one sitting on the lot that we could trade for, we might do all right, because the truck is in really nice shape. But if we gotta wait and have one built, we're not gonna get it until after this season, and by then our front end's gonna be gone, and they're not gonna give us.
It's a possibility, yeah, very possible.
And also we're outlaying, instead of 17, we're outlaying 190 now. There's one or less, I guess,
It
with
wouldn't be
trade.
190, that one's probably worth, it should be
150?
worth,
I'd say you
yeah,
get
it should be.
40,000
Yeah,
for it.
40, 50 for it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, it's more than 17,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But new one's already
so-
gonna cost us 150.
Approximately with trade-in.
I think I agree with Michelle. Like if we can spend the 17 and get another 6 years, that would be nice. But with the condition that we can actually get a front end that we can get parts for in 3 years.
So that we
I
can fix.
don't know enough about this stuff. You guys do.
That's something that I would have to ask him tomorrow when I call him, to make sure that we're gonna be able to get parts for it down the road.
I mean,
You know what they're gonna tell you, oh yeah, no problem.
if you put in just 20 grand with a new front end,
Yeah.
I mean, right now, you say it's worth 34 in the condition it's in.
Right.
Okay, if you put a new front end into it, then what is it worth?
Same.
30
It's
or
the same.
40.
So it's not making it
No,
more
better.
valuable, but you're not
You're not
losing
losing,
anything
you won't
either.
lose anything.
Right. And the other kicker is, they won't build it until they get a confirmation that we're gonna buy the front end. And it could be anywhere from 60 days to 6 months before we get the
So
front end.
six months, we'd be through our winter anyway.
You're not making this decision any easier, Eric.
No, I'm just giving you everything that I've been told.
Eric, and this is the one we put a new motor in it 2 years ago.
No.
Did we?
No, we've never touched that motor.
We got rid of that one.
The one that we put the motor in was the International.
That we
Oh,
traded.
that we traded for the bigger international for
Right.
Doug's Village.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we haven't done anything with this truck as far as actually any real major issues. Well, we got one coming up, with this truck. So it's been an actually
Ian, can you
really
bring
good
up,
truck.
Ian, could you bring up that schedule back up?
That was Val. She had it.
Or Val,
But I have
I'm
it. I have it.
Somebody has it. So
Thanks, Tom.
That's 5 years.
So, wait a minute, but the 23, 24, we bought the loader. We got nothing to vote on this town meeting?
No, we don't have enough money to vote on anything this town meeting.
24, 25 is take a break.
Yeah, because we're buying another tandem in 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nothing to vote on this
And then
year.
an excavator and then a brake line, yeah.
Eric, that Mack is the one that you drive up the
No.
notch? Or someone that?
No, that one's down here
That's
on Dan's old route.
Dan's old road. I just asked the question, could everything move one notch as we're looking at that right now, to the right?
So you make everything go one more year?
Yep. I'm just asking, I'm not.
Why? What's your reasoning?
What's the
Get through the year with this. If we can't even get a front end for 6 months, could we put it on the ballot? First of all, is the 135 or 66 total available? Has this been updated? Have we got the money that after July 1 of this past year?
No, this does not have that money.
We don't know what's in there right now, right, Valerie?
I just tried to log into Nemrick and I can't get in, so I don't know right now.
Those numbers should be fairly accurate. They should be what's there after a portion is paid.
Yeah, but they're there after.
Well, this was the town meeting. This was a town
This is a
meeting,
town report,
right.
so the money would show in the account, even though we don't put it there till the end of the year. The money's gonna show on paper, otherwise there's no sense in printing this. It's always gonna be a year behind.
I mean, if we can't even get a front end for 6 months, I not want to commit.
I don't know what the time frame is gonna be. That's what
You
they
said
told
it
me.
could be
Could
6
be.
weeks to 6 months.
It could be a month, depending on how good, and the other thing too was that they told me was, if you guys committed to do this, then Charlie boys can ride Meritor's butt to push them.
Yeah. Well, is this front end came from them, the one that's under it?
The one that came, yes.
All right, then I think we've got leverage.
Yeah, the front end that's under the truck, here's the Meritor front end, which is what we're replacing it with, another Meritor front end.
So you have them tell them it's no good and we can't use the truck.
Yeah, you
And
can
get their act together.
Sandy push them.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they want us to buy another one.
Eric, don't get me wrong, but it's at a dealership too. I'd like Bristol Diesel to take a look at it and say.
They're the one, that's where this information
I
is.
just haven't said any name in case.
Okay, I'm sorry.
In case something else needed
I
to
thought
go
it
out
was a Charlie
or
Boys.
whatever.
You said Sandy and Charlie Boys. So
Well, that's where the front end.
That's where we bought the truck through, and he's our salesman for that truck.
Okay.
And that's who
he's been getting.
They got the quote through to give to him.
Yep.
They being Bristol Diesel, him being Eric.
Okay.
I catch hell for not being specific at home, so I'm
Good job, Peter.
I'm learning. I'm a
But if we
slow
can't get
learner.
that front end to 6 months, that's April.
Yeah.
And then we may, if we got approval, that's why I was trying to, if we just move stuff a little bit.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get a truck. You won't get a truck now until next fall.
Well, we don't really need it till next fall if we got through this winter with it.
Yeah, but what he's saying, you need to order now.
You know,
to
we
get it
couldn't
for
order it
next
till
fall.
March.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't order it till March.
Well, we could. We'd have to change the schedule because the money is in the account. We don't get voter approval to spend this money.
Right, we just
No,
don't.
that's true. You're right, Peter.
Put it in there, yeah.
We give them the schedule so that they know what we're spending the money on. And if we have to adjust it, we have to
I think
explain.
we're making the same mistake here.
I think the truck is good enough, so we put a front end under it. I don't.
Everything else on the truck is fine.
You
It's
know,
good.
and if we get to 2028 and it's good, we can
You
push
hold
it
on-
out a
maybe
year.
you hold on to it another year.
Cause it
Well,
got a
okay,
stain-
I'm in
it's got
favor
a
of that.
stainless steel body on
Yeah,
it.
I'm in favor of that,
Do
keeping
that
it, because I watched what we did with the old truck where we put a new motor in, and we were told at first you needed $9,000 worth of work.
Oh, I know.
And it ended up, what, almost a $30,000 bill?
Just for the motor alone, it was almost 20.
Yeah. And we had over that in it.
Yeah.
And then we sold the damn thing for 40.
Yeah.
So I don't wanna do the same mistake twice.
And it's back up for sale again.
Yeah.
Well, it's not by us.
Let's not buy that.
No, and we're still looking to replace the Kubota, right? I mean, we've talked a lot about replacing it and getting a better snowplow for sidewalks and things like that. We still haven't done that yet.
Other than the fact that it has after treatment issues.
Yeah.
Which everything that has after treatment on it has issues. We're gonna get something that we could potentially have the same problem. They're surviving with it. Mechanically, there's nothing wrong with it.
Mechanically, it's fine, it's just the after treatment system on it.
And I think there's nothing wrong with the tractor, it's what's mounted on the front that we need to update.
Well, that was one of the discussions. We would swap that out for a better system, given our wider sidewalks, things like that, or it was like getting a whole new system, because Eric's brought that to our attention before, in terms of looking at Middlebury, what they have, and if that would work for us. And obviously, we're getting in new sidewalks as well as repairing old ones. So I think a solid system. And I can't remember. I know in past years it's broken down. We've been without for a little while, but I don't think it broke down last year, did it?
No, not last year. Last year was actually fairly decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still had a little bit of
Let's stay on track with the truck.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. I'm bringing us back.
I'll make the motion to order the aftermarket front end for the 2018 Freightliner.
A second.
Where's the money coming from?
Emergency fund.
Capital. I would say it comes from the capital.
Eric's got an emergency fund?
Really?
It's called this capital equipment fund.
No, you guys do, just like every other town has. No, I'm a select board member, I know where that money goes.
It's a rainy day fund. This
Okay,
is not
rainy day
a
fund
rainy
then.
day fund.
No, it's a snowy day fund.
Eric, how about you, how many tons of salt did you have left this spring?
He already got
No.
all the salt.
No, you're not messing
Don't take
with the
his salt with
No.
that.
Yeah.
No,
So
don't
we
take his salt
have a
more than
motion
that.
and a second.
I got
That's gonna backfire.
450 ton,
Okay.
a little better than 450 ton in it right now.
Yeah.
You got what, one more load or two loads coming?
Two trailers coming and then one load of green coming.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then that'll be
Back
it,
to the
that'll be
truck.
3/4 of it.
Back to the truck. So we've got a
No,
motion
they
and
were
a
just trying
second.
to figure, he was just trying to figure out if he could give up the salt and pay for
Yeah.
the front
I know.
end.
Don't take
I-
his stand, because then we're really gonna need it.
I followed that, but yeah, I think we're gonna need that too. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
All right, thanks.
I
Eric.
know where I can do it.
What?
I got $60,000 left over in the paving line that I was gonna do Pine Street with, I could take it out of
Yeah,
that.
there you go, that's good, yeah.
And do it.
You're gonna
You
need
could-
more than 60 to fix that road.
Okay.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you, Eric.
everybody.
Eric can leave now, right? I don't
Yes,
think
Eric,
he
I
can
think
do
we're all
it.
done.
Do anything anymore, or I'm good?
You're good.
I don't
I'm
think
good.
so.
You are free.
Well,
Your wife will be surprised.
I'm
you
waiting
so
for
early.
my boss to tell me I'm good.
I think you're good.
Alrighty.
I'm just, Eric, when are we gonna deal with, I got it under select board's concerns then, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna ask now.
Yeah.
When are we gonna deal with Orchard Terrace along the road? Can't leave that all winter. That guy, I don't see, Orchard,
Oh,
down here,
the
Lover's
old
Lane.
busybody?
The old busybody, that's
Oh, all
Orchard
the
Terrace.
dirt there, yeah. I've
And that
tried to
little
figure
bit
out
of
when
stone
he's
in the
gonna do
gravel. Are we
Is
gonna-
that is he intending to leave that berm? If he is, it's gotta be out of the right of way.
I don't know, I can never get in touch with him. I mean, I've got in touch with him once.
Do you call him or do you leave him a message?
I've done both. Valerie gave me some numbers to use. I did use one. He finally texted me back after I told him that he needed to get the shoulder in, which he did.
Mhm.
You call that in?
The shoulder,
The shoulder.
the foot and a half.
Yeah, the shoulder's in. The
You got some
shoulder's
blue
there.
stone drop down through there.
No, that's just the stone for the ditch. That's,
Yeah.
the shoulder's there.
Yeah, he widened the
But
shoulder.
the
He
ditch
had-
is in our right of way.
Yeah.
Ditch is in our right away, yeah. And I told him I wanted our portion, our section done before it froze. And he said he would. So I just gotta reach back out to him again, make sure that he's gonna finish the ditching in our part, and make sure that if the berm's gonna stay, I'll text him.
Text him tomorrow and say, if the berm's gonna stay, it needs to be out of the right of way by
way.
winter, otherwise we will move it, and give him a time frame.
And you won't get your dirt back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna push it back into his yard.
No, put it in a truck and put it in Peakers or something, brother.
Somebody goes off there now, we're liable. We could be liable, held liable.
Yeah, if it's in.
And he started this in August, late August,
Yeah,
early September. I think it's gone on way too long. Never got a permit to work in the right of way.
Finally got one. He does have one. Finally.
He does have a permit?
After the fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would I mean, we can't stop him from having a berm outside of the right of way, but in the right of way, that berm can't be in the right of way.
Right, all right, I'll reach out, I'll text him tomorrow again, the number that I got.
Maybe you ought to run down and measure from the center line,
Before I
25
do,
feet,
yeah.
before you get too nasty.
Yeah.
I'll just, yeah, I'm gonna tell him anyways that he needs to finish the ditch.
Yeah.
At least for our part, so. Is there anything else that anybody had questions for me for select boards or anything like that? Or
Get out of
just-
here.
Yeah, again, okay.
Eagle Park is, well, we don't know that, you don't
Go.
handle that with Masterson. Okay.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Eric.
All right, moving on to number 5. Consider approval of the listener's errors and omissions report.
So moved.
Second.
That was quick. Was that a motion in a second?
Yes.
All right. Motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Moving right along. Number 6. Consider approval for the, oh gosh, what does that say?
Of the attestation.
Thank you. Attestation of support for Bristol Core for the Downtown Vibrancy Fund.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All right. Motion is second. All those in favor?
Can you?
How about any discussion?
Well, yeah.
Any discussion? Sorry.
I'll play stupid here. What's that word mean? I mean, what is that?
We're just saying we basically support the downtown core and what they're doing. It's in here.
Attest to
You wanna read
support.
it?
Okay, I didn't see this yet.
That's because we
Okay.
can't sign it
All right.
until
Any
we.
other
So
discussion?
what this is because the downtown designation, or the state office that runs it, has actually has a budget now, and each designated downtown will receive grant funding. It's definitely for this year, and they're hoping it's in their budget for next year. And so what this is, it's just saying that the select boards in all of the towns can't change the amount of money that the town gives to the organization because they're going to receive money from the state.
Well,
And
I read
it's out
that.
of our purview because it's an appropriation. And I guess I thought we couldn't change appropriations, but I've read articles about towns in Vermont not allowing organizations to get as much of their appropriation. Can we do that? I didn't think we could, but I
Not
read an
if the
article recently
voters-
which was about that.
If
Right,
the
that's what I
voters
thought too. I thought it
approve
was
it.
all the voters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked the question. Valerie's epistle here is 4.6 is the grant funding will not result in a reduction of the funding the town regularly provides to core. Well, we can't guarantee that. I mean, somebody at town meeting can stand up and say, I want to cut that from 10,000 to 5,000. And if they get a yay, the hoot and holler vote, and they pass that, we can't stop and say, no, we are committed to this thing that we got to give them 10 grand. Am I correct in saying that, Valerie?
Yeah, well, that's actually a very interesting point. I guess each town does it differently, perhaps. Maybe not all
Right.
towns do it this way. But I think as long as the select board continues to propose it in the budget, I think that's you're meeting the spirit of the support.
Yeah.
You're not proposing to reduce it to the voters based upon this additional funding through the grant.
Okay.
Yes, because
All right.
because in other towns it may not be an appropriation; it might be a line item in another part of the budget.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Now I got to explain.
Any
All
other
right.
questions about that? Or any other discussion about that? All right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I did just find a text from Steve going back to the Lawson Lane discussion. And he said that he heard from Rodney that they have not received their 2-inch copper yet, which means they won't be starting the work tomorrow. They spent most of the day doing cleanup of the storage yard and cutting down curb stops. So anyway, I guess we'll hear more tomorrow. That's it. I'll let the folks know after this.
All right, so moving on to number 7.
Yep.
Jill's waving her
Jill,
hand.
I see you, Jill. What's
Hey,
question?
kid just texted me and said that a child was just shot in Bristol.
Well, we just heard
Yeah.
ambulance.
No, I got text from my daughters saying the same thing.
Somebody just got shot in Bristol.
Jill, who texted you?
My kid.
My daughters did.
Logan and
It's at
Jenny.
the apartment. She said there's
I don't think we should comment.
there's
Yeah.
there's police and ambulances at the end of her street.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but we're in a public meeting. I don't think we should comment yet.
No, we don't.
That's
We
correct.
don't know anything. We don't know anything.
Right. All right. So where are we? Number 7, review and approval of the September 25 and October 13 meeting minutes.
Should we put them off to next meeting? Because I haven't had a chance to look at them.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at that.
I read it today. I didn't see anything glaring, but I'm fine with putting them on.
You won't have to read them again.
No. Michelle.
Moving on to number 8, we'll authorize accounts payable warrant and any liquor or tobacco licenses.
There's no liquor or tobacco licenses, and I think the value is the same. I don't think it changed.
I have it. Let's see. Somebody have it right there. Oh, there we go.
$189,893.98.
Yep.
Alrighty. Select board round table. Michelle.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Joel.
Oh, well, I brought up Orchard Park here, Lover's Lane thing, so. And I know Sharon will send out a thing for basketball hoops in the roadways. There's 2 or 3 around I've seen in the
And cutting
town.
back the brush.
And all Eric's taking care of that, I guess. They're sending out the sidewalk plow this month or November, early November. And I just wondered, Jill or Val, do you think all the dirt, where all the places they dug up on Pine Street, is that gonna at least get some hay put on it before winter, or just gonna leave it all dirt?
Oh, no, it's going to be hydro seeded.
Hydro seeded, okay.
Yep.
Were you gonna say you? Okay.
Oh, yeah, Eagle Park. Is there some confusion, because Josh hasn't been told to,
No, late last week and today, there has been more communication on that. And we are trying to schedule a pre-construction meeting either later this week or early next week. And I believe they are planning to begin the work in early November.
okay. And the paving up in the notch looks really good. Where Eric did, but and up the high bridge, and that looks real good. Okay, that's all I had.
Great. Thanks. Peeker.
I am good.
Good. Ian.
I'm good as well. Thank you.
And I'm all set. Any other town administrators report? Anything from the town administrator?
I was going to give that update about Eagle Park. That was on my list, but also I wanted to let you know, if you didn't already know, that the streetlights on Firehouse Drive, right across from the apartments, are not working yet. And I've asked Naylor and Breen to look into it. They have looked into it. They did identify that there's a disconnection somewhere along the line between that circuit and the circuit board. And so last week, they were still working on it. I did not have a chance to circle back today to find out of any updates. But yes, as of on Friday, they were still out.
The line was dug through when they put in the water service, I believe.
To the new apartments.
Yeah.
Because they worked last year. They did work all last winter.
Oh, that's good to know. And both of those things are good to know. Okay. Well, anyway, I've asked Naylor and Breen to investigate and to get it fixed or do what needs to be done to get it fixed, or let us know what needs to be done to get it fixed.
Right. I'm sure the people living there would appreciate it.
Caused by construction, fix it.
Yeah.
Peeker, how do you know that the line was cut when they put the water line in? This is the first I'm hearing
There
of that.
There should be somebody on here that can verify that.
That should be Jill.
That would be Jill.
She's
Yeah.
out taking care of her cats.
Yeah.
exactly.
There she is.
Stepped away.
She's back. She's back.
I'm here. I didn't see them hit that. They also were really sneaky and they tapped that line without us there, remember?
That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say, so.
Yeah.
I
But
remember
I know,
that discussion.
I know that somebody said that they spliced one of the power lines.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was the primary power or it could have been the light power.
And nothing was done about it?
Fix it?
I don't know.
Apparently not.
All I know is that they hit something.
Huh.
But I was
So the
over
lights
there
have been out
tonight.
since then?
Wow.
Well, that was the spring. That was
Yeah.
the spring, summer, so.
I was
Yeah.
there about 4:30 when Brett put some stuff in the equipment trailer down at the end of the road, and there is a dug out into the pavement just beyond the fire hydrant, Joe. Maybe 20, 30 feet towards the red building, halfway into the road from the sidewalk. There's somebody looked like they dug there, and now it's backfilled, but they got to repave it
On the east or west side?
on the west side of the road.
So there's nothing on the west side. The water line power and everything's on the east side. The water line's in the right just off the road, and the power line is
Almost under the sidewalk somewhere.
on the other side of the sidewalk, yes.
So did they hit it when they did that 4-inch tap for the bigger of the 3 apartment buildings? Because that's the one they did when we weren't there. And they
I believe so.
that'll teach them. They ended up with it. Yeah. See?
I'm not 100% sure, but
He's going back to the recesses of his brain.
yeah, and it hurts. It hurts.
I certainly know where that valve is. I've exercised that several times for them.
So they should know if the lights before it work and the lights after it don't. That would be where I would look.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it could have, if it didn't get broke when it was dug, it could have got broken when it was compacted, when it was filled back in.
You know, they had to dig it up this spring to fix the leaking valve. Remember, they didn't pass the pressure test?
I don't
I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
All right, but it sounds like Valerie, you're on it, and you've got somebody looking into it.
I will circle back
It depends on
tomorrow.
where the disconnect is. If the light before it works and the light after it doesn't, that would be where I would look first before I went.
Digging up too far out.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah. Anything else, Valerie?
Not that I can think of. I mean, there's a lot going on, but tried to cover it.
Okay. Other business correspondence reports, correspondence received.
So you can see that we're still dancing around with the state about our water project loans for the design and the construction. So still haven't seen the loan agreements for either of those steps, but we might be getting a little bit closer.
Okay. Anything else we need to know about?
Just Jill, how are we doing on the inventory of the lead versus copper, and are we going to send another reminder out with the water bills?
Well, here was my thought. So we did just send a reminder out with the September water bills, and we've had a very good influx from that, which has been great. It's always super heavy, like a week after the bill, and then for 2 or 3 weeks after. So we're kind of getting into the spot where it's like 3 to 5 or 6 a week. We had like 20 to 30 a week for a while there. What I was thinking is Steve needs to mark the water lines out for the rest of the west side design. So I was thinking, if I'm out there Monday and Friday, I might have Brittany come out with me on those days and start knocking on doors on the west side, because it would be really nice to know the material of all the water lines while Steve's designing over the winter. So if there are galvanized lines or lead lines, that they can be prioritized inside of that design. Because what what the state was telling us is there may well be some funding for that. It's that we have to be ready for it. We have to have the easement, we have to have the design in place. And it doesn't make sense to try to get easements and design things that don't need to be replaced. So it would behoove us to be done that portion over the next coming months and then wrap everything up by spring, just so that we're not trying to do it next summer. Because I really would like to be done before October of next year.
Yeah. Would it be better for you to, and I know you don't like to work Saturdays, but maybe Brittany and you to hit the streets that knock on those doors. You're gonna find most everybody home on Saturdays. You may not find them all home on, work day, a work week.
Yeah.
And that's just a thought,
Yeah, I don't know. I know that Cyrus and I are the only of our staff that work weekends. So we'll have to kind of see how that works. I know we haven't expended every single effort in every single direction. We've kind of gone more passive approach to start and then figured we'd become more aggressive and assertive as we moved ahead into these months. Now it's past October, so we're less than 12 months from deadline. So.
Yeah.
I'll get you the one on the corner of Munsell and West. I was supposed to do that. My uncle got the letter and he says, "What does this mean?" And I said, "I'll get down and take care of it for you and let you know." So I'll give you that one in the next couple of days.
And maybe a reminder from Sharon on Front Porch Forum once a week.
That's what I was just gonna say.
If you're a water user and you've gotten a notice, please check your basement for your pipe coming in for the water line.
Yeah, and just attach a copy of the notice to the
Front Porch
note.
Forum, yep.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing we thought of, I don't know, I feel that what I observe is that Bristol is probably half retirement community and half kind of more active families. So we could do a Google form where people actually go up to the Google form and fill it out, which might appeal to certain persons, and it might get us another group of people that aren't responding. But I don't think it's going to get kind of like our really, like the elderly that really just can't go down their stairs, and kind of like the farthest end of those that just really can't do it by themselves.
Well, they can't do it or they don't understand what you're asking for. That wasn't my uncle. He didn't, he got the notice and he asked my mother what it was and I told her that I would take care of it and I just haven't got to it yet. So, but that's, like you said, that it's the older people that don't really know what you're asking for.
You want me to start harassing you on that?
Yeah, keep right on harassing me.
Yeah, I think the Google form would be good. I mean, you might as well make it as easy as possible for people to fill it in. The town can put that on Front Porch Forum. I'm happy to share that out there and to see how many people can update it that way.
Okay, just figure if we give them one more method, we have it texted, we get an email, we've got it in paper. Hey, method number 4, Google form, go. The only thing that's tricky, can you upload a picture to a Google form?
Yes.
Yeah, you can add it in there as an element. And the next stage will just be sending seeker door to door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tricky part is we just need them to be able to upload a picture because a lot of people will circle it's magnetic and copper. We're like, it can't be both. Is it magnetic or is it copper or is it not copper, but it's actually galvanized and it's magnetic. So yeah, we get a lot of mixed messages with the circle words. So we're like, just send me a picture along with your words, and then we can say, guess what the material is.
And if you lick it, tell me what it tastes like.
Yeah, the last one that I saw was actually, it was copper, which he thought he had galvanized. It was copper and it wasn't leaking, and he thought maybe he had a leak, but when they're leaking, it's actually wet right around where it's coming into the house. It's always soggy in the floor and it's sweaty and wet and cold, and this one wasn't. So that was kind of good news for the homeowner.
Jill, next time you're at the office, let's connect and come up with a message that I can put out on social media.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make it something brief and poppy.
Yep.
There you go.
Cool.
Great.
Thanks, Jill.
All right. Anything else? Pine Street Waterline repavement project update. Do you want to talk about that, Valerie?
She did.
Yeah, just
okay.
what Steve's text was just a moment ago.
So there you go. Okay. All right.
Right.
Are we ready to go into executive session?
Sounds good.
I'm headed to the kitty barn. See ya.
Bye.
I make a motion, we go enter into executive session per 1 VSA section 313 to discuss real estate negotiations.
And personnel matters.
And personnel matters.
Second.
You added that in there.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Contract negotiation real estate.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Good night, Jim.